and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You Get Off My Lawn, aka Kris, you're being creepy again. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer, we do a lot of painting talk around here, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, if you're attending live, you can ask your questions in the chat, whichever direction it might be in for you. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact, you can submit your questions to Kris at wayofthebrush.com. It's in the description below. And of course, if you're going to send pictures, send them as attachments in the email. Don't send it off as links to other sites because it just won't do it. It's annoying, and oftentimes because there's ads and stuff like that. So send as attachments in the email. Please, 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 for the love of all that is good and holy in this world, please. I can't remember the rest of my spiel now. Also in the description below is a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all the cylinders has links to all the social medias as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. We keep the conversation rolling there 24/7. And, feel free to post your questions there as well. If you needed I need an answer like right now. Because myself or the other monkeys who are very knowledgeable as well are more than willing to help you. And, it's all about caring and sharing and, promoting just a good time. It's all, that's all Kris is really about. It's a good time. I mean, if you need a synopsis of what Kris is about, it's a good time. All about the good time. Not bad times. I'm not about bad times, but good times. Not the show, Good Times. Although it was a good show. Anyway. Also at wayofthebrush.com, you'll find links for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com. And of course, you'll find a link for Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your support, this channel, this show, the tutorials, all of it just would not be able to continue to go on. And, you guys help me to continue to do what it is that I do, which is educate, inform, instruct, and sometimes entertain. Maybe. If this counts as entertainment, I guess. I don't know. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, sharing, following, and all that other, commenting, and, just do lots of stuff with the video. Just have the video, just wrap yourself in the video, and then YouTube goes, oh, you must really like that video, and you're a crazy nutbag, so I'll send this video to another crazy nutbag, and you both will be crazy nutbags together, enjoying the same video. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. I sat in on a briefing once. Come on. Big thank you to Carl, aka Guymere Alfer, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out. If you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl, Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take the time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us. We always take the time to thank Carl for creating the outro music that plays at the beginning, outro, the email jingles that play before the email segments of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the outro music that plays at the beginning and end of the show. And so always much love to my baby bro Evan. And of course, if you're into rare comics, rare, like really rare, not well done, but rare, right? EB Comics. It's in the description below. You'll find a link. Well, you might not find it, but you might find it. But you might not. Oh, where am I? Evan Belleau, what's up, everybody? What's up? Derek Luderus. Hello. Sir Peanut Butter, morning, Kris and Peeps. Morning. David Vega, what's up, Kris and Monkeys? What's up? Yeah, not too many people talking right now. It's one of those quiet days. As the weather gets nicer, and of course, as, more and more people become vaccinated, and we can slowly kind of return to whatever it is we were doing back in 2019. Was it really normal then? we always say we're going to get back to normal. We want to go back to normal. But what was normal before, that really wasn't working out very well. And in fact, it led to the entire breakdown. Right? So do we really want to return to a point where everything broke down and the world shut down? Do we want to return to that? That's what we all want? We all want to return to that? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And if if I understand time as I understand time, time is always moving forward. You can't move backward. So why would we want to return to whatever it was that we perceived as normal, when what was normal is what led to this whole breakdown, right? Kind of follow what I'm saying here? I imagine some of you are like, no, Kris, no, I want to go back out to the store. I want to go and shop again. And yeah, all right. Disco Duke, good afternoon, everyone. Managed to grab a little of a how. A how? A how? Oh, show. A how? Is he really saying a how? Oh, man. Oh, mercy. All right. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, hopefully by summer we are, able to, freely move about. I imagine, though, that you'll probably still see lots of people, sporting masks. And, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, especially, realistically, wearing a mask, even if you are feeling a little under the weather, is not a horrible precaution to take. It demonstrates that, you are concerned for the well-being, not safety, because, whatever, but the well-being of, others, especially if you move on public transit and stuff like that. You're out in the public, you work retail or, whatever's right. And, yeah, it really should not have the stigma that it currently does. And it's all over the place. It's like even years ago, we saw, we used to see pictures from like China. You'd see it a lot in Japan, Korea, where people would sport masks, and you'd see them walk around, especially in China, because, they had wicked pollution. Well, they still do, but, you'd see them walking around with their masks all the time, right? And, realistically, I mean, probably should. Even if you're just, feeling a little bit of a cough here, and, you might be holding a virus. I mean, by the time you already show symptoms, though, you've already transmitted it out, and, I guess a mask would be kind of. But, I mean, just in case, you'd feel that sudden cough kick in, and, and you could just kind of cough into your mask, right? I don't know. It just shouldn't be stigmatized as it is, especially given the current path in which everything seems to be moving, concerning our environment and, all that. But anyway, I keep clicking that wrong damn window. Derek Looters, things never locked down here. You started worked? Crazy hours until very recently. Well, sure. I mean, some people, never saw a change in their lives because they were an essential worker or, what have you, and they just had to keep working, right? And, I mean, there's tons of people that fit that category, but, as a greater whole, I mean, even if you were in a factory of, 3,000 people, that's still only 3,000 people amongst billions. Break that into a percentile, and that's where it fits in, right? So we're talking about the vast majority of people, Well, I say we, but I'm talking about it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Usually around early on in the show, I have a look at see what the G-Dubs is releasing, and I don't see anything new other than... Oh, I didn't tell you guys. We were talking about this last week. Let me switch windows here. Yeah, these duders. These Starborn Stalkers. I really dig these guys, and in fact, I put an order in for them. I don't even collect Lizardmen. I have like the Lizardmen from the box. Fuck, what was it? That was 5th edition Warhammer Fantasy. It was Lizardmen and Bretonnians. I wanted it for the Bretonnians. I didn't give a shit about the Lizardmen, but at the time, I found the Bretonnians just to be better sculpts at the time. But anyway, yeah. But these guys, I mean, the Chameleon, I really, really like. I like the Temple dude, the Saurus warrior. I even like the guy with the feathers under his arm, right in the middle there with the spear. I like that guy too. They're all really good sculpts. I don't know if I'd paint them all unified or if I'd paint them all differently. The Chameleon, I have an idea or two on what I would do for that Chameleon. An idea or two. Not just one, but two. But yeah. Raziel, yo! Oh yeah, I'm not even really an Age of Sigmar fan, but I dig the Seraphon in general. Yeah, well, Lizardmen are pretty interesting to begin with, right? I mean, you know, it's interesting. It's just interesting. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's big crocodilian things. Of course, I read a bit of the background for, you know, Seraphon in Age of Sigmar, transitioning from Lizardmen to Seraphon, and essentially, you know, it describes like the Lizardmen being all just kind of ethereal apparitions that take on Lizardman form, and you know, they're just projections of the Slan, right? Which, you know, okay, I guess. I mean, you gotta fill them in somehow, right? But yeah, I kind of thought like, you know, they would do something, but I mean, like, because Lizardmen are pretty different as it is, and like the whole line largely, like, as far as carryover from fantasy to Age of Sigmar, Lizardmen are the only ones that are relatively unscathed. No, like, Lizardmen are like, who else in fantasy is relatively unchanged? Oh, maybe Skaven. Skaven are unchanged. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting, you know. Disflux, Ayo, Legion. Hey, Kris, or hey, monkeys. How's it going? How is it going? I got your email, by the way, Legion. So we'll get to that later today. Raziel, I like the old Dragonlance stuff from D&D. Draconians are cool. Yeah, and that's what kind of Lizardmen are, right? They're kind of Draconians. Yeah. Greenleaf Terrain. Oh my god, I've been waiting since 6 a.m. for this. Am erect. Am erect? Or AM? Like you had an AM erection? AKA morning wood? Oh, man. Adam, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. I've got nothing. Adam was like, yeah, he's laughing now. Yeah. Corvonix plays. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Corvonix. Corvonix? What's a Corvonix? Is that like a black DJ? Corvonix, right? He's like a crow. I'm reaching there. Aaron Seach. Howdy, Kris and monkey brethren. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday indeed. Indeed, it is Saturday. We're enjoying the day. Hopefully some of you are working on projects. I don't know. But, or maybe we're just hanging out. Or we're just talking, flapping our gums about stuff, as usual, as I tend to do, which is, you know, just kind of just run my mouth for as long as possible, which usually is 120 minutes. By the end of that, then I start, you know, babbling incoherently and talking about all sorts of craziness. And, you know, I put on my tinfoil hat and then just start talking all sorts of weirdness. Well, the tinfoil hat came on a little early because, I was talking about, well, what is normal, right? Normal, right? Everybody's always talking about going back to normal. We're going to go back to normal. We got to go back to normal. We got to get back to normal. We got to go back to normalcy, right? But what was normal is what led to the breakdown. So do we really want to return to the point at which it all just gets broken down again? Or do we see how it broke down and then correct it and then make the changes? Aaron Seach, howdy, Kris. I already read that. Corvonix plays. Corvo with a nix in the end because there are too many Corvos, crow in Portuguese, out there. Yeah, crows, that's it. I thought it was ravens. Crows? Okay. I don't know words. Come on. Do I know words? Derek Looters, I'm working on a dreadnought for my NL. Night Lords. Eventually I'll get there. I don't know, everybody keeps throwing all these acronyms and crap at me. And it's just like, oh my God. Corvonix, I'm looking forward for the Instagram part. Oh, the Instagram, yeah. You know what? We probably can do that now. We'll get that out of the way right away. I think there was some new postings in there. You know what? Let's jump over to the Instagram. I don't have an Instagram jingle, so welcome to the Instagram show. Oh, that was shitty. We'll work on that one. Anyway. Oh, yeah, here we go. Most recent. Oh, Corvonix. There we go. There's Corvonix. Oh, a little mug. We got a little picture of his face. Carlos. Okay, so here we go. We got the, looks like a Black Templar in Gravis armor. This guy's from the Indominus box set, isn't he? Something like that. Cool. I like your OSL. Now, mind you, I mean, you're taking this picture outside, so a lot of the, the intended glowiness gets kind of overpowered by the, by the light, by the sunlight. But that's fine. I mean, I can see what you painted, and I can see it. Same with like the glow from the sword on his helmet and everything like that. I can see that. I really like your choice of the orange blue for glows, because it introduces some color into otherwise kind of stale kind of paint job, which is the black and the white of typical, Black Templars. Yeah. Let's give this a like. Oh, purpley cape. I don't know if I'd have went with purple. I'm sure you've been listening to me for some length of time. I do caution people on, having too many colors at play on a model, because visually it gets a little bit confusing, especially because, yes, the model itself is a black and white with little red accents, but because you throw in that splash of blue on it and you throw the splash of orange on it, you know what I mean? You get a lot more colors at play, and it's far more interesting the way you've gone about it. But throwing that purple cloak in, I don't feel like that choice is necessary. I think you could have stuck with a red, or you know what I mean? Already what you've established for colors. You could even went with an orange or blue, like a dark blue or dark red, almost to the brown red kind of thing, But yeah, but I'm not saying change it. That's fine. But, in the future, I mean, as you progress as a painter, these are the kind of things that you're going to have to, make a decision on, as it were. Now, the lava, I'm going to ask, how did you create it? It looks to me like you took hot glue and made lava. Is that what you did? Did you take hot glue and make the lava? I can't see the chat, so I can't see if you're responding to me or not, but I dig it. I like the glow. I mean, it's I can see you're relatively, entry level to this whole painting side of things. And, it is ambitious to take on OSL, and you've done a pretty darn good job here with the OSL. The things that I would really stress towards concentrating on, not so much the improvements, but things to really be mindful of when, if you're striving for really good paint jobs, even high tabletop, right, is the fundamentals, the prep, the prime, and the base coat. Be mindful of those, because I noticed, I could see mold lines here and there. That always distracts the viewer. In some areas, the paint or the prime looked a little heavy. That can kind of pull away from a really otherwise good paint job. And then, of course, laying it on a smooth base coat. And I've said it many, many times. Once you get to that point where you really are mastering laying down a smooth base coat, you can tackle just about almost anything else from that point on. The layering, the glazing, all that stuff. I also like that you're doing the transfers as well. A lot of people who are inexperienced are often intimidated by the transfers, and I like that you're going for it and you're doing it. But yeah, there are procedures for doing transfers as well, and yeah. But I mean, this is an ambitious piece. I enjoy it. I think it's really good. I'm gonna have a quick look at the chat here. Best jingle. It's a Primaris Captain, exactly. Ha ha ha. Yeah, the lava is really nice. Yes. Corvonic says the hot glue, first time doing something, the light in the lava. Ah, yeah. And this guy was another color, and I removed the paint, but it wasn't the best result in the end. Oh, okay. Is that what happened there? Yeah, because it looks a little heavy, and yeah, like I can see like on that thigh pad there and stuff, it looks a little heavy, and yeah, but I can see the mold lines like on the backpack and stuff like that. I mean, that if this guy is just for tabletop, then no worries. Fantastic job. Be proud of this. Well, you should be proud of it anyway, but put it on the tabletop and play some games, right? But if your goal was to make, like, your goal is to get to a competition type of display type standards, then yeah, you really need to master the fundamentals and then move on to obviously building up these color gradients and stuff like that. Because I mean, realistically, like doing OSL, typically our typical fashion for doing OSL is that you lay down the color onto the model, you do your highlights, stuff like that, and then you start layering in the color transitions on the model surface, as far as what is the ambient light doing on that surface. And it's never really tackled from the start, right at the base coating phase. You know what I mean? Like creating a blend right on the model surface right from the start. At least I don't see it that way anyway. It always seems like everybody is doing it, after the fact kind of thing, right? Like it's after the base coat and the highlights and the shade washes, and then they come in and then start adding in the OSL, as opposed to doing it as part of the process. Which means that obviously a person would have to plan out what it is they wanted to do. Corvonics, Power Sword looks fine. The Power Sword looks fine. I mean, other than watching out for those mold lines, laying down smooth base coat, right? Yeah, I mean the lightning itself. Okay, like if we're gonna talk about the lightning, we're gonna talk about the lightning now. Okay, here it is. This one good one. So your thin lines are really good, but you see how like your lightning lines, they kind of jitter. What that tells me is that you had the brush at a kind of an angle. And to get nice, smooth, thin lines on a surface like that, you need to keep the brush perpendicular, right? So you need to keep the brush... Here, hold on. For anybody out there who doesn't quite know what perpendicular is. So here's the model surface, right? We have our paint down, and here, this is... My fingertip is the brush, right? Perpendicular. So when you see that stuttering, you can see how like the line went from thin, thick, like that. That's because your brush was at an angle and your pressure was changing in the most minute fashion. But as you were moving that brush along, your brush angle, like, because, right, the brush tip comes to a taper, So if you're maintaining a perpendicular angle, just that tip is going to touch the surface. Versus if you're at an angle and you're moving the brush along and you're getting a nice smooth line because you're maintaining just that angle enough that you can get that smooth line, but then you change the angle just slightly, and all of a sudden the thicker part of the brush touches the model. And that's right. So that's why I always recommend, whenever you're doing these really fine lines, if you're doing like for checkers, lightning, whatever, eyeballs, whatever it is, always try and keep your brush perpendicular to a model surface, right? So the brush is moving along the surface like that, as opposed to like this at an angle. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because I was just flapping my gums there. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, like the glow, I like the intensity. I like that you went from a dark to a light. I like that, obviously it's the little nobules that are on the sword that are glowing, and that's where the lightning is coming from. And with these kind of things, always bear in mind that, the adage, less is more. But yeah, I think your OSL glow on surfaces, I think be mindful of where you place highlights, because sometimes, even though it might seem kind of counterintuitive, that light travels in a straight path. And so realistically, would light gather in some places, right? Even though you think it should, and you can always make that artistic decision to say, yeah, light's going to gather there. But typically, if you want to do, a fairly realistic type of OSL, it's, always bear in mind that light travels in a straight line, and you got to really imagine your light sourcing at that point, right? It's where you need a lot of imagination. But I mean, like, it looks fantastic, and yeah, I mean, it looks good. There's a few things. I mean, like, if this was being judged, then yeah, there's some areas for improvement, but that can be said of just about any piece, really. But yeah, I like it. Good job. Next one, Snidely's Workshop. Let's give that a like. He posted this on the Facebook group. Sharing is caring. Way the brush. I like this. This is fun. And of course, Kris is all about the fun. And yeah, look at that. Oh man, I think it's time to change that air filter on your airbrush booth. Jeez. Looks like shag carpet back there. Anyway, so we have the Nurgle furnaces, I think, or whatever the hell they call. What do they call it? Miasmatic freaking, this is a mouthful. Miasmatic Malignifier. There we go. Miasmatic Malignifier. Fucking hell, say that 10 times fast. So, I love the glowing in it. The little furnace. And I can see it in the chimney in the other one. Fantastic. I love the smoke. The smoke looks fantastic. The paint job so far looks pretty damn good. It's all weathery and dingy, and I would like the base too. You know what? I just like the model. I'll say it. I like the model. Oh, I even like how you have the smoke coming out of the grills. Excuse me. Yeah. It's pretty damn cool. I dig it. Oh, I like you get the running like slime off the grate on the grill in the back. That's cool. Does the model already have that texture on it? I can see like on the big white portions. Or is that the way you painted it? And I'm seeing it as a texture. Because I know it looks like you did like a lot of sponging on the surface, but is there actually a texture there? Oh, and you threw the fluorescence. That's right, you threw the fluorescence on there. Yeah, I like the fluorescence. That's such a fun addition. On top of having LEDs in this, like that's madness. That's madness, and I love it. I love a good case of madness. Space madness. Yeah, I think this is a fantastic piece. I mean, I don't really have anything like as far as, oh, you should have did this. Oh, you should have did that. I mean, there's obvious, areas, where, one could improve, I suppose. But I don't know. This is fun. I mean, like, this is obviously for, tabletop. If I'm going to be really critical about it, the only thing that I think that could be dialed back is some of the smoke in some areas. Yeah. It doesn't have to be so uniform. Like that smokestack closest to the screen right now, that one doesn't really need to be that, like, having smoke coming out of every direction, because it kind of looks like pubes, really. I'm not going to lie. It looks like pubes. Black and gray. I'm not projecting at all. Holy shit, no. So, yeah, I would have dialed back the smoke a bit and probably went for more of a wispy type of smoke and not so straight up. I would probably add it kind of going off to an angle. Kind of like how you see like a lot of the sculpted smoke and stuff like that, Yeah, I like this piece. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the smoke. The smoke. Yeah, is that the last one? Yeah, it was the last one. That's very cool. I like that. Me like it. Snidely here today? No. Sorry, I'm just quickly reading the comments. Corvonics, at the Cape, I've done some small freehand around the logo. It was very challenging to maintain the right angle. Yes, I would imagine so. And yeah, I could tell it was freehanded. The lurls, yeah. Unaided foot. That's me to a T. I need this tough love. Wavy lines. Corvonics plays 10 out of 10. Yes, I agree. This is really, really good stuff. Snidely. So say that 10 times fast. Miasmatic fuck, I can't say it once. Fuck it, I give up. Porpula. Quick palette cleanser project. This one has been rattling around in the to-do pile since Warhammer 40k 7th edition. 8 years? Is 7th edition 8 years ago? Really? Damn, it doesn't feel like that long ago. Can't be 8 years. Is it? No. Wait. I felt like painting a marine, so better late than never. I agree. Better late than never. And let's give it a like. And it's a Dark Angel. Nice. Good highlights on the armor. I like the way you did the cloth. I think in some areas you could be a little bit more mindful, like the trim of the cloak. I think a little bit more contrast in things like the horns, Just go a little darker. It's an older technique. At least, it's a technique that I've been using for many, many years, but it's an older technique called blacklining. Now, the theory is that you just add a black line, create separation. It often would be used between objects and cloth and armor and all these kind of things. Now, it kind of fell out of favor many, many years ago as, it kind of had a bit of a cartoonish type of finish. And people were really drifting towards, more the, realistic type of looks. But the theory still holds, blacklining. And I still use it today in small amounts. But I don't use black. I'll use, a darker color. For example, if I was gonna create more separation of that skull from that green, I would use a dark brown. And today I'd probably use like a contrast paint, something like wildwood, or is it wormwood? Wildwood? Snakebite leather gets really, really dark as well. And of course, if I just had just washes, then I would use just Agrax Earthshade, very, very thin and just draw a separating line between the skull and that green of the armor, just basically creating a dark border between the two. Same with the trim on the cloak, those kind of things. Oh, but yeah, I like it. I mean, it's clean for the most part. It's just like some of the trim details seem like, a little soft versus kind of going for that really hard edge. But I see you doing it elsewhere. So I'm guessing maybe it was, I don't know, just getting to that point in the end of the model and you're kind of like, screw it. I'm just going to do it this way. I get that way too. Don't worry. I just kind of like get to a point where it's like, screw it. I'm just going to do it this way. And I'm going to quickly move through it. But thank you, Porpula, for sending that in. Oh, that's mine. Can I like my own thing? I don't know. Is that weird? Anyway, anybody who's wondering about this one, tutorials coming out. The green eye glow, patrons get early access. But that green eye glow, if you're looking at it going, wow, that looks really cool, and he must have spent all sorts of time on it. Dude, watch the video. I spent barely any time on that at all. It was really easy. Barely an inconvenience. The Heretic Scott. Here he is. Oh, I've already given this a like. Did I already give this a like? I don't remember doing this on the show. But anyway, you know what? I might have liked this off the show. I got to remember when people posted Instagram stuff that, especially using Way the Brush, not to prematurely give it a like so that I can do it on the show. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we have not talked about this model. And this must have been posted a while ago because when was this posted? 5 days ago. Because that sword I thought was broke. Heretic Scott, I thought that sword was already, you snapped that blade off. But anyway, once again, been neglecting the gram. Thought it was time I share what I've been working on. Been working on this bad boy over several streams now, and he's coming together. It was also suggested by a viewer that I share the piece of modern art I unintentionally created. So thanks all those who have supported me in this new streaming adventure so far. Yeah, so if you're not familiar, Heretic Scott has been streaming on Twitch. Check him out, Heretic Scott. I think you can just search that, or if you're on Instagram, so you can just click his name. And well, I mean, you can't click his name. I mean, you have to search it. But Heretic Scott. Anyway, good dude. He's a good dude. So yeah, he's been working on this thing. Because last time I was watching, he was painting the eyes. Yeah. Anyway, so here is some modern art for you all. And anybody who works with a wet palette, I'm sure, has arrived to a similar piece. But for the sake of being all artsy-fartsy about stuff, let's interpret this piece. Because it is kind of interesting. And holy shit, it's a bit of a Rorschach test, but I'm seeing some shit here. Are you guys ready for this? Holy shit. Where's the oh damn it, I don't have the drawing app on this one, on this window. Damn it. Okay. Right in the center, where you have the sepia, the Sierra tones, the kind of mid-tone blue browns, and then below that you see a really dark, almost looks black, shape, kind of at the 7-8 o'clock position from the center, right? And of course you have the orange above. That to me looks like some sort of animal. It almost looks like a moose, like on the ground, and then the orange. Okay, here's the interpretation. Is the orange is coming out of it? That's the spirit of the moose. Because look to the left, look to the far left. You see that dark shape? Well, you see above it, there's a slightly less darker shape, and there's a kind of a dark squiggle. Is that a guy? Is that a man with a shield and a spear? And he's just slain the moose? Is that what's... And the red below is the blood that from the moose as he's made this kill? Is that what's going on here? I think it is. I think the moose is on the ground. He's dying. And the orange is his spirit coming out. And there's a little hunter to his left. To the right, I don't know. It's bushes and rocks. Also might be an alien skull. The green. The green above the hunter figure. Green is typically what? Envy. Man is envious of nature. He wants to spill its blood in his jealousy. Because of his disconnect with nature, he is envious of nature. And so wants to destroy it out of his own greed and selfishness. This is an interesting piece. This is Heretic Scott. You made some art. You made some... Dude, I'm not fucking around. You made some real fucking legit art. I'm telling you. Everybody out there is probably like, what the fuck is Kris smoking? What is he smoking? Oh, wait, there's, I think, one more. Yeah, there is. Holy shit. And this one was posted on Way the Brush Sharing is Caring, which is a Facebook group I created like a little while ago, just for everybody to share. Just another opportunity for people to, to show off what they're working on and, what have you. Because sharing is caring, right? Sharing is caring. But yeah. James Kent. Afternoon, Kris. Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon. Corvotics. It's a MMO RPG map. It could very well be that too, right? Sir Peanut Butter. I see fruit. Corvotics. The orange kind of looks like a person head. The white spaces makes the eyes and open mouth. Okay, hold on. Let me go back and let's have a look at that. Oh shit. No, went too far. The orange is a person's head with the white? Is that what you're saying? The orange kind of looks like a person's head, and the white spaces make the eyes and the open mouth. Is he looking to the right or to the left? Corvonics, I think you might be projecting now. But that's the thing about art. We had a discussion. Who the hell was I talking with? Oh, Old Man Logan. And we were talking about art and, interpreting art. And, when this experience of viewing art, even though I know we're making jokes right now, but when viewing art, it is always a two-way street. And the viewer brings 49% of the experience. The artist creates the 51%. If my math adds up. That's math. That's science. So that's legit. That's the way it works. The math checks out on that. And so, yeah. If you stare at it long enough, I mean, like, I'm serious, dude. I mean, it's art. I mean, and I see a hunter hunting a moose, and I can see the spirit of the moose leaving. And it's blood, the envy, the sky, the earth around it. I know we were just talking shit, but this one is from our good buddy Kevin Cabal. And this is 6 days ago, and I didn't even see this. Damn. Oop, shit. There we go. What happens when a bone devil meets an ultramarine? Apparently this. This is a WizKids Bone Devil and Games Workshop Ultramarine on custom base just for fun. And you know what? Fun is fun. And I dig this piece. I love the fact that he's kind of like the Marine just got his heart blown right out and his helmet removed and his face melted. It's kind of like Indiana Jones, and he's just melted. This demon just melted this dude's face, and apparently harpooned him through the chest. Man, I like the base. I like the texture. Like if one was gonna go for, display competition type standards, I think a more effort spent into the pose of the Marine, just to kind of help, suggest that he's obviously fallen and, he's crumpled down and, you know what I mean? Because here, from this angle, he looks rather stiff. He looks like you just kind of like stuck him onto the base. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just, if you're going to go a little bit further, right? It's just those kind of things. The paint job on the demon, though, is really fantastic. This guy reminds me of like a Revenant from Doom. That's what he reminds me of. I like the transitions on the wings, too. It's really nice work. And the fleshy bits. I like that you've used like a bit of gloss, or at least it looks like gloss, on the fleshy and the bloody bits. Bloody bits. Yeah. The OSL in the eyes. I'm not sure what his hand is doing. The Marine's hand. It kind of looks like the old reach around, but it's a fucking Marine. I mean, what do you want? But really nice work, Kevin. Awesome stuff. Yeah, and he had shared this in the Sharing is Caring. Yeah, we looked at the Froggies, right? We looked at Froggies. Froggies? Yeah, Blood Angels. Yeah, we looked at them. Very, very cool. Thank you for using the hashtag. So if anybody wants me to have a look at their Instagrams, use the hashtag Way of the Brush. Not the .com, just Way of the Brush. Just use the hashtag Way of the Brush, and I will see it, and I will do it on the show, Way of the Brush. Hey, that's the name of the show, Way of the Brush. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm all caught up on stuff for Way of the Brush. I think. Yeah, a lot of this stuff's familiar. So yeah, I mean, it's just for fun. And, it spares anybody, having to bother writing me up an email. If somebody doesn't feel like writing me an email, you can just use the hashtag Way of the Brush, and I'll see it. Yeah. How am I? Aaron Siege. Kris, you want to sell any of that shit you're smoking? I want some of that shit if it makes you see all that. Corvonix, he's looking at the sky. He's looking at the sky? Okay, hold on. I've got to go back because Corvonix interpretation. He's looking at the sky. The orange makes the face, but the negative space makes the details. I'm sorry, I'm not quite seeing it yet. Remember those stupid magic eye puzzles? Where you gotta kind of like cross your eyes to see the image? This is kind of like that. In fact, you know what? Let's just sit here and bask in the Heretic Scots art, object d'art. as they say in French, the object d'art. The orange bit, eh? I'm still intrigued by seeing a face because I mean, I'm sure a lot of you out there have looked at, the patterns on the ceilings, in the grass, wallpaper, tiles. You know what I mean? Like you ever see those really funky mosaic type of floors? The tile floors. And just kind of as you were, sitting there in the bathroom or just standing around just with your own thoughts and not actually looking at your phone or anything like that. And then see patterns, see faces, see things, right? I do that all the time. So you get those really highly textured ceilings, like the really stuccoed ceilings. And yeah, I can see shapes, make out forms, faces. Usually it's faces. I don't know what that's called. What is that called? Anybody who's really clever, what is that called? Yeah, if I could pull up that drawing, hold on. Let me see if I can do it on this one. Whoops. Oh wait, maybe I can do it. Oh, I can do it. Yes, I can do it from this damn window. God damn it. Okay, so let's do the draw. I know we're spending a lot of time with this. But yeah, because this is just too much fun. Okay, so yeah, so the moose. Okay, see where my cursor is? That's his ear. That's his other ear. His eyes would be around here, and here's his snout, right? And so then the larger part of him is off this way, right? And then the orange is the spirit leaving his body. Now, unfortunately, I still don't see the face. Like, is the face? Oh wait, is that his jaw and his upper lip and nose? Is that it? Damn it, Corvonics, answer me. And so yeah, here's the hunter. Here's his shoulders, right? Here's his head. He's kind of like either he's hiding, or he like maybe it's like a tree stump, or maybe it's a shield, and then he's got his arm ready, and here's his spear right here, right? And then of course, oh, the blood. Let's switch to. Oh, we already. Let's see. Switch this one. Yeah. So yeah. So here's the moose's blood, right? And then over here we have some nature all over here, and of course the eye continues on, right? And it actually, like if you interpret it this way, it actually has a fairly decent composition, because your eye kind of moves around like here from the central point, right? And yeah, I think I drew a big sperm. Oh shit. But yeah, so there it is. That's the Heretic Scots masterpiece. all this on just looking at somebody's wet palette. So imagine, okay? Everybody, just stop and imagine. Close your eyes and imagine, okay? For all of you who work from a wet palette and just go ham with your colors, which this is obviously going ham with your colors, looking for every little inch of real estate possible on the wet palette, I think this is fantastic. And in fact, like realistically, yeah, this is, I mean, like maybe we should start a thing, wet palette art. Where we're talking about the art of the wet palette. The art of the wet palette. Some people's would probably look pretty boring. Do I have my wet palette is dry by now, but oh wait, here. Am I still on the screen? Oh no, I'm on the screen now. Where the hell is my wet palette? Oh, there it is. Do I have anything on my wet palette? Oh, not really. Mine's pretty boring. Yeah. So here's mine. This is the last thing I was working on, and it's pretty straightforward, right? So, yeah, it's nothing terribly exciting. A lot of black, some metallics. What the fuck was I working on last? Wait, is that still wet? No. I was gonna say, damn, I was gonna be impressed, because I mean this palette looks dry. I mean it's crinkly. Some ASMR for your asses. We'll do it on the left. Do it on the right. There we go. For all you ASMR aficionados. Anyway, yeah, this is my wet palette, by the way. I do have a video on how to make this wet palette. It only costs $4. $4. And you can save yourself unbelievable amounts of paint with $4 investment and some effort. Effort. It's not much effort. You cut the paper and you cut the paper towel. Like, how much effort? Like, how much effort is that really? 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 All right. James the Kent, the orange is clearly a seahorse. Is it? Clearly. It's clearly a seahorse. Carvonics to the right. Haha, yeah. Disflux looks like a Red Gas Games palette. Oh, the palette that Heretic's using? Is that what kind of palette he's using? I have no idea. Is it? I couldn't tell you what palette he uses. It's not the kind of thing that concerns me. Legion Way the Brush, episode 339, 49% collective art interpretation. Yes, there we go. You know what? We'll use that for now, Legion, because I like it, and you're the first person to suggest it, so you win. You win. Legion, you win. Sorry, I'm just updating this BS. There we go. Oh man, yeah. So that's fun. I mean, look how much time that took to interpret some random ass art. It wasn't even art. Well, it wasn't intentional art. Who knows? 1,000 years from now, all that remains of the 21st century humans is that little piece of parchment. It's a piece of parchment with some paint on it, some pigment. People will be interpreting it in whatever version of, the Smithsonian that exists in 1,000 years from now. And oh, look at this piece. This was all over the interwebs. A site called Instagrams. Anyway. Where the hell am I? Corvonix. I can see the moose as well. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's like, once you see the moose, can you unsee the moose? That's it, right? Once it's seen, can it be unseen? And that's kind of hard. That requires you to deconstruct what you're looking at mentally, right? And that kind of perception is a skill that takes practice to break something down like that visually. The Gim, there he is. What the fuck is going on here? Why? What? Dude, this is a show about painting, man. So we're talking painting. And yeah, it was Heretic Scott creating an object of art. Corvotics. Sorry, I was looking at the other thing. You've done Gary from SpongeBob. I've done Gary from SpongeBob. I don't know. I don't get the reference. I don't watch SpongeBob. I mean, I've watched SpongeBob when my kids were young. I'm familiar with SpongeBob, Patrick, and the Krabby Shack, and I don't know what the little squirrel's called. Little astronaut squirrel. Why was the squirrel an astronaut? It was because they were underwater? They were like an astronaut from outer space? Like, anyway. Again, talking about, like, viewing things through another lens. Yeah, do that with SpongeBob. You'll completely ruin your childhood. James Kent, 12 seconds on the mini, 47 minutes on the palette. Yeah, man, because, I mean, like, the interpretation is so interesting and it's so much fun, and it's a fun exercise because the ability to just see something and interpret it as such, right, is kind of pedestrian. But to see something that everybody else sees as normal, and then break it down and to find the meaning behind it, it requires something else. It requires you to add more to the experience and changing something from mundane to extraordinary, right? Same can be said for, when you hear these wild stories of, going to an art show at a museum or whatever, and the artist has this toilet sitting mounted on the wall with, a blue thumbprint, and you know what I mean? Like, and that's, or it's just a perfectly normal toilet on the wall, right? And you're like, this is fucking art. Guy went to Home Depot, got a fucking toilet, and then just hammered it to the wall, and that's art? Yes. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, yes. And of course, some will take it to this really kind of highbrow type of thing, and that's, I don't really go in for that kind of shit either, because, we're sitting around sipping wine and, talking about postmodern fucking elitism and, it's bullshit. Because ultimately, that kind of bullshit doesn't matter either, right? And, you know, for me, I mean, like, you know, art is expression, it's creativity, it is many, many things. And yeah, when you have a very broad view of art like that, yes, there are going to be a lot of things that, you know, don't normally get thought of in that category, but yeah, we'll fall in that category. Well, again, which is why I flip back and forth between, you know, yes, miniature painting is art, but is it expressive art? Is it truly creative? Does it take a true creative to create something compelling and to truly express something through the medium? Right? Is miniature painting that? And, you know, I go back and forth. Yes and no. If somebody was to provide me with some really compelling argument for, I might sway that way. And it really wouldn't take that much to convince me no. So I already kind of lean towards no. I used to lean very yes. But as time has gone on and, you know, you explore this and explore it and explore it and explore it, you find no. But that's just me. And maybe I'm missing something. I always leave that window of opportunity for new information to come in and change my mind. I allow for that. And with most things in life. Just about everything. Just about. Anyway. The Gim. My wet palette art would look like a severe snowstorm. Arid Siege, episode 339. Wet palette or modern art? The Gim. That crinkly shit triggered my ASMR. Yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, you know, yeah. Sorry, I was going to grab something else, but I realized that I can't, because can't. Legion, another one, episode 339, deconstructing the mental moose. No, Legion, I think you had it right the first time, man. 49% collective art interpretation. 49% collective art, right? I mean, I just threw that number together. I have no idea if that's, like, a common thing. But, yeah. Like, the artist brings... Imagine art is a conversation. Okay? The artist coming forward with their piece, whatever it might be, sculpture, painting, whatever, doesn't matter. They're coming forward with their piece, and they're bringing to the conversation 51% of the conversation, because they're the one bringing the material forward, right? It doesn't even have to be physical object, I suppose, because writing and dance, I mean, dance is purely physical, but I mean, writing is abstract. It's, you know, it's just words, right? Just words. I mean, that doesn't sum it up, but yeah. But an artist, yeah, I think something like that is probably a little closer to the reality of when we are talking about interpreting art. That the artist is bringing 51% of the conversation, and the viewer, the person interpreting the art, is bringing the other 49%. So what does that mean? That means that the person viewing, bringing the 49%, they're bringing all their other crap with them when they view a piece, right? They're bringing their own experiences, their own interpretations, right? They're bringing all that. The artist brought 51% of it, 50, and the 1% being the actual object of art, and then the 49% from the viewer is they're bringing that, and they're, you know what I mean? Because oftentimes an artist does not explain their art, and the expression is usually, it's kind of an unwritten rule, I suppose, that it requires no explanation. It is just simply creation. It just simply is. And which is why when people interpret, it can go anywhere. And from positive to negative to, intellectual to broken down in the simplest of terms to, whatever you want, right? So, yeah. Anyway. Corvonics, episode 339, Slaughter Moose and Wet Pellets. You're typing pellets, not pallet. There's 2 T's and 1 L. Not that I'm fucking spell check or anything like that. What is that little paperclip guy? The little paperclip guy. James Kent, I think mini painting can be art. Many of us treat it like coloring in or painting by numbers. Other people are infinitely more creative. Are they? Who? In miniature painting, in as far as we're talking about, because I know miniature painting is a fairly broad category, because there's people who actually create miniature paintings, right? They're canvas pieces or little pieces of art, and they're doing landscapes like on a 1-inch canvas, 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, that is miniature painting. That can be anything because it's a blank canvas. Like I've said before, a blank canvas can be anything, right? But when we talking about painting little space marines, they're a blank canvas of sorts, but so much is already dictated what that surface will be, what colors will be, what techniques will be used, right? So, not that I'm trying to put you on the spot, James, but what sort, who in miniature painting, as far as what we're concerned with, as far as being wargaming side of it, miniatures and stuff like that, I would think I would need an example of somebody who's really, really creative and something really, really expressive, something that would truly be worthy of being in a gallery where you could have a whole evening of here are the pieces. Now, the actual sculptors who create these pieces, I've said this many times before, they are the true artists in this genre. In my opinion, they are the true artists. Those that can sculpt, or that do sculpt and create these pieces, they are the real artists. The people painting these, it's like a house painter, right? Well, sure, a wall can be any color, but oftentimes it gets colored the same colors, right? But yeah. James Kent, I don't think the sculptors get anywhere near enough credit. No, they don't. They don't. I was just on Etsy the other day, or yesterday, and I had shared something on Discord, and it got me down a little rabbit hole, which I quickly jumped out of. But, and I was looking, some person was selling, they were in Canada, they were selling the sculpts, the 3D files of sculpts, and they were doing the print job for them. So you want to buy that sculpt from whoever, here's the prices, right? They're offering a service. No problem. No problem at all. But they weren't attributing the sculptors. I didn't see the sculptor's name anywhere. And it was different artists in their catalog of options. And they weren't attributing the artist. And that's something I see a lot of, is not attributing the artist who created these pieces, either music, art, painting, whatever. Nobody attributes it. And I think that is a great disservice to a lot of artists, which is also indicative of our society now of, disregarding artists, really. Because we don't see, much appreciation of the creatives that create things. Because where would anything be without those people, right? So much of the aesthetics of our world rely upon those creatives, and yet we never attribute them. There's no. I'm not saying raise a monument to them or anything like that, but it's just there's, they're largely unknown, right? Instead, we're worried about football players and basketball players and celebrities, singers. Now, singers are artists. I mean, actors are artists as well, but an artist, I guess like actors, I guess they're only as good as their current performance, right? Because anytime anybody gets an award, it always seems like they're resting on their laurels kind of thing, and and oftentimes it often gets used for just commercial means anyway. So really, what does the award mean? Again, which is why I don't really fall in for competition painting, especially art competitions or miniature painting competitions. I don't really get bent out of shape over those things, because ultimately they're meaningless. They're hollow. They're hollow pursuits, especially in our genre of wargaming miniature painting. They're hollow. But anyway. The Gim, don't make this weird, but can you crinkly that paper again and say in a low voice random words? No, I'm not. And don't be weird, Gim. Oh, he told me not to be weird. Telling me not to be weird. I'm not even getting into it. Legion. Or no, James Kent. Don't make this weird, but any sentence that starts that way is going to end strangely. Yes. Don't make this weird, but Legion. I'm not sure that I can make a strong enough argument for miniature painting as alone as art, because of the monkey do nature of model painting with a set style. But the hobby as a whole, is the hobby as a whole art? Well, sure, a lot of things. Well, again, when we view it through the broad lens of, everything, every human endeavor that is expressive and even not expressive is art. If you're viewing it through that lens that everything we do is art, well then, yeah, it's art. Sure. Right? It's art. But that's such a broad paint stroke to make. I think we could refine it a little bit better than that and come to a more definitive standing as far as where it falls, right? So, like we do paint, and we paint with the same colors that other artists use for their canvases. We use the same colors. Sure, they have fun little names, but they're essentially the same pigments. And I mean acrylic anyway. Although we use oil paints as well on miniatures, and I use oil paints on my canvases, and But does that make you an artist? Under the broadest definition, sure. Under a more refined definition, does it? I don't know. Again, I think we'd have to really kind of sit down and just put all the cards on the table, right? Look like those crackpots where, you have all the pictures on the wall and you have the thread tying them all together, and you have a piece of thread all over the place. No, I'm not doing that to my office before anybody suggests it, but yeah. And my wife knits, or crochets, excuse me, before I get slapped. She crochets. And so, yeah, there's lots of yarn around here. Or wool. Wool? Yarn? Same shit, right? I don't know. I don't make the shit. Legion. Oh, yes. Conceptualizing a model you want to have. Choosing a pose. Grabbing the parts. Bashing it together. Compromising where you need to. Green stuffing where need be. That's creativity in motion. Sure. Because you're creating But oftentimes, the subject matter, the expression itself, is very mundane and is very narrow on what you're going to express in that. Right? You kit bash up this demon-looking monstrosity. He's going to be fighting some heroes. It's a monster, and you know what I mean. And you're going to create a battle scene. You know what I mean? Sure, you took a bazillion different parts together, made something really fantastic, and it was creative, but your end goal was already known. Whereas a lot of times in art, a lot of artists will just kind of run with it, and who knows where it goes. Some may want to voice their opinion or their stance on a certain subject, and so what they use becomes transformative to express that message. If there is a message, art doesn't have to have a message. It can, and it can convey it quite powerfully. Picasso's Guernica is my go-to example of that, of art telling a message, sending a powerful one at that. You know, that to me is the really good art. Is the stuff that changes our perception of our world around us, be it through mundane objects or fantastic, through concepts that are familiar or alien. That's really good art. That engages you. It makes you question. Brings you new answers or brings new questions, like all these things. Do you get that from sculptures in miniature wargaming? From any of the companies in miniature wargaming? Do you get that? If you do, show me an example of it, please. Lindy F. Hey, Kris, Aqua here. What's happening? What's happening, Aqua? I'm not going to do the stereotypical Irish thing, which I usually do. I'm not. Just out of respect for Aqua. Because, yeah, I do respect Aqua, even though he's a little punk kid. He's a little kid. Kick his ass. Just for being a kid. No, I'm just being a joke. I am being a joke, but being an asshole. You can do the stereotypical Irish thing. I don't care. Yes, I'm a little punk. You are a little punk. I know you're a little punk. That's okay, though. It's okay. There's no law against being a little punk. I don't think, anyway. I don't know. I don't live in Ireland, so I don't know if there is a law. There might be a law. Being a little punk in Ireland, I don't know. I'm sure if we really got into it, I'm sure some in Ireland probably would talk about fucked up laws that are in the country and imposed, and yeah, but we won't go there. That's a discussion for another day. Again, as a wise man once asked the question, can humanity survive colonialism? Can we survive it? The Gim. My favorite piece of art is the Vimy memorial painting with all the ghosts around it. I'm not familiar with that one, but I'll take your word for it. Send me a link. Send me a link to that piece. Not right now, but later. Well, you might as well send it out because I'll probably forget later, but anyway. Aaron Seach. We were all little punks in someone's eye at some point. Always. Yeah, always. I was having this conversation with my son the other day. How, like, even 30-year-olds look like kids to me. And I'm only like in my 40s, but even people who are in the 30s kind of look like kids to me. And 20-year-olds, yeah, they definitely look like kids. Teenagers, oh man, they're just babies. And then like 10 and under, infant. That's an infant walking around. Like Just they're brand new. They're brand new. They're fresh off the assembly line, and you know, ready to have data uploaded into their little, you know, cerebral cortexes, and you know, become whatever machine they are destined to become. I realize it's kind of a grim view of kids, but what time are we at here? It's 1:20. You know what? I only have one email, so we're gonna get through the emails right now. And yeah, Derek Luterus, kids still got mold lines. Yeah, the kids still have mold lines, for God's sakes, man. The fundamentals, right? It's always about the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? Preparation, clean those mold lines, right? Priming properly, not over priming, not under priming, right? And then base coating, knowing how to lay down a nice smooth base coat, because those are the goals. Those are the most common goals, and those are the very beginning mistakes that inexperienced people in this hobby make. That's why those are the fundamentals. James and Kent. I had to explain to a 21-year-old what a single was this week. She had never owned a physical copy of any music. Oh my God, imagine that. Yeah, imagine that. To not physically own music. Something that can bring so much joy into the world. And you don't actually possess it. Think about that for a moment. That there's people that have grown up and have never known owning that object. Is that the trend? Eventually everybody just doesn't own anything? It's kind of interesting. Because truly, can we even own anything? Right? The singer, the songwriter, the band, the artists, they create that bit of art. They're bringing 51% of the conversation, right? And the music is something that just touches us in almost a primordial way, right? Music has to be one of the oldest art forms. If anything, I'd imagine music being probably the first art form once we really started to, kind of express ourselves, right? Hitting an object, making a sound, singing, right? Those tools come from within and express creating music. And it's got to be as old as humanity itself. Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, never owning a physical copy of the music. That's interesting. Because I grew up, well, my parents were listening to 45s and 8 tracks. But then when I started listening to music, everything of mine was cassettes. I wasn't even into my teens until I started getting CDs. CDs were still kind of pricey at that point. That was the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah. But yeah. Interesting. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Legion. I would throw in Ingrimson on Instagram as an example of art through kit bashing. There's a lot of expressive stuff on there. Okay, hold on. I'll give him a search right now. I'll give a look. Ingrimson. Yeah, these are very cool. Like the beetle with the house on it. That's fun. Thing that looks like a giant sister of battle. It's interesting. See, a lot of these feel more like an expression or like they're in line with John Blanche, grimdark kind of kit bashing, and I mean, as fantastic as they are, it's repeating it's repeating something in that was originally said in someone else's voice, being John Blanche, right? That's the way. If I'm going to interpret this as a legit art, right? Yeah. I mean, these are fantastic. There's no denying that. I actually really like a lot of these. They're very cool. But I don't find them challenging. They're not challenging me in any regard. And just at a cursory glance, what is the message, right? Because again, being in this hobby for as long as I have, yeah, this is somebody who is obviously inspired very heavily from John Blanche, and yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like something can be pretty just for the sake of being pretty as well, definitely, you know, but that's where, you know, for me, the idea that miniature painting, even in this form, you know, like, is this going to be in the Louvre, the Smithsonian? Are they going to want to save these? I like them though. They're really good. But yeah, I mean, this feels very Blanche inspired, very heavily. And in fact, if I was to ask this guy who's one of his favorite artists, it's probably John Blanche. But yeah, and that's the other thing in art, right? In art, you can have styles. You know, I'll follow this dude. Oh wow, he's got 22,000 people following. That's really cool. But yeah, um, as far as like art is concerned, though, the originator of a certain style is often remembered. The first person at the finish line wins. And so when dealing in concept, which a lot of art is, the first one to the finish line often that's attributed to, right? Everybody else is just kind of following suit. If enough people start doing it, progressing it, and then branching out from it and exploring it, then it becomes a genre, right? So when I see this kind of stuff, yeah, it's very heavily John Blanche inspired. The genre, I don't know, it gets called grim dark. I never really completely understood that reasoning, but yeah, I mean, but it's John Blanche, right? I mean, that stuff is really great. It's like John Blanche, you know. People do, like, to go back to using this as my example, but Cubism, first created by Picasso. There are other artists who dabbled in Cubism. Anybody know their names? Probably, I doubt very many of you know any other Cubist artists by name. In the long run, but everybody knows Picasso because he's the originator of that concept, of that idea. Everybody else, yeah. who dabbled and were inspired by his efforts. Sure, nothing wrong with it. Just, you know, it can be tough to find your own voice. And that's where the truly creative part comes in. It's to break away from the ordinary, the mundane, the trivial, and to find that new voice, especially in something that is seen as trivial and mundane. James Kent. She has never seen any great album artwork, never read any sleeve notes. It makes me sad. Yeah. Like one of my favorite albums. This is truly tragic. And my son was kind of like he was same kind of thing, because I don't think he's ever owned a piece of music either. Come to think of it now, right? Oh no, he has. Yeah, he has. He's bought in CDs. Okay, I scratch that. He has bought in physical media. But anyway, I was telling him, like, one of my favorite albums is an album from a band called Fear Factory, and the album is Obsolete, and it's a really fun listening and visual experience if you take the jacket out of the CD case, open it up, and start right at the beginning, hit play, and follow along, read the lyrics, and also some of the little between notes. And all of a sudden, the album isn't just an album anymore. It's not just a collection of songs. It's a goddamn story. It's a movie that plays out in your head as you're reading this, listening to it. All of a sudden, it becomes like a movie in your brain. And that's that experience, only comes from those two inputs like that, visual and audio, right? I don't know. It's just it's one of my favorites. I'm sure there's many albums that are like that tell a story as you're reading along to it, and in fact, those kind of concepts probably were the inspiration for audiobooks early on, right? I mean, audiobooks have been around for a long time, but the game gotta go. My Drukari Codex is in, and I got a small window where I have the car. Eldar suck, by the way. Realistically, I mean, if we're gonna get pedantic about this, the idea that Eldar suck, okay? Well, game, you can fuck right the hell off, because Eldar don't even exist anymore. Eldar are gone. Eldar. It's only Eldari. If we're going to get pedantic about all this. James Kent, exactly that. Or you can stream the album with the tracks out of order with adverts every 7 minutes. Oh, yeah. Ugh. No, well, see, I do the Spotify thing, but we have a family plan. And so, because we all love music in my house. And, there's no commercials if you pay for it. But that's the day and age we live in, right? We're getting, it's death by 1,000 cuts with all these subscriptions and apps, and we're not paying the one big package anymore. We're getting fucked over $4 across 15 apps, right? As opposed to paying $100 a month for a package. It's $5 here, $5 there, $7, $8. Whatever's right. It's just kind of crazy. It's a death. We're all being killed by 1,000 cuts. We are. Anyway. Oh. Let's jump over really quickly to GW's website, because pre-order stuff is up. Lumineth, get some art. Nice. 545 bones. Am I still in Canadian yet? For the whole thing. 545 bones for all that. Actually, that doesn't seem horrible, I suppose, given the current circumstances. Limited edition codex. I'm sure it's what? Fucking foil and bookmark. Yeah. If somebody, oh, it's a hardcover too. If somebody was pricing this out for a book, like you can say, is that worth $40? I don't know. What do we got? The cards. Got this dude with a lantern. What's his name? Sonari Caligrave. Okay. Oh yeah, his shoes. I love those shoes. And I like the way they do this stone, the gemstones. I like that. It's not enough. I mean, it's not enough that I like them that I'll do it to my Eldar, but I like it. I like that style. It's different, and I like different. Standard bearer, Venari Bannerblade. Bannerblade. Pretty cool. I like the helmet plumes on these dudes too. They're pretty darn cool. Horsey Dooders, or wind chargers, whatever the fuck a wind charger is, some sort of magical goat thing, bird, I don't know. This buddy, the fox thing with his twirling wind of Hondo, it's Hondo, or no, Hanzo, that's it, not Hondo, Hanzo. Ooh, who's this dude? He's fun. Sonari Lore Seer. Okay. I'm not sure what lore he's seeing, but he's the lore seer. I would assume a lore seer. I mean, maybe there's another picture. Or, oh, it's a 360. Has he got a big book? No, he doesn't have the book. Okay. What makes this guy the lore seer? Has he got special goggles he can see the lore? No. Does he have a big book? No. So what makes him a lore seer? This guy, Caligrave. I would assume this guy's the lore seer because he's got paper in front of him. He's got information. He's got, and you know, and he's got the staff with the lantern on the end. You know, which means like, you know, he's a beacon. He's got the light, right? This guy is bringing the word. Oh shit, he's got the brush. Yeah, see, look at son of a bitch. He's writing goddamn. He's doing some calligraphy here. He's magically holding his. This is actually a pretty darn cool looking model, really. I'm digging this model more now. That's actually really darn cool. Oh, I see, and he's got all sorts of scrolls. See, now this guy should have been the goddamn lore master or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I'm not present during these meetings, so I mean, you know, who knows? And I don't think once Games Workshop came to me and said, Kris, what are your thoughts on this or that? I don't think Games Workshop's ever done that. I don't think they ever will. But anyway, I like this one too. This one's fun. What is it? Elana and Elithor, Eclipsian War Sages. Man, that's a goddamn mouthful. I like the little owl. Whoo. Let's do a 360. Yeah, that's fun. That is fun. Want the knife. We just have this on continual spin. Let me switch this off. There we go. Want the knife. Does anybody get that reference? There might be a prize for anybody who gets that reference. Oh, right, this guy. So, I've seen that everybody's been getting the second release. I haven't gotten mine. I haven't gotten notified yet that mine has shipped. So, I'm kind of annoyed. But, yeah, White Scar. Duder. He's not pictured with any guns. Does he not come with guns? First base, we're going to come with no guns. Okay, he's got the bolter. He's got the knife. He's got his backpack. Bolter looks the same as the Ultramarine. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's identical. The knife looks the same. Is that it? It's just basically a White Scar paint job? Games Workshop wants another $120 from me. That'll have to probably wait till fucking like autumn to get. I don't know. I don't know if I'll jump on this one because it's just, you know. Yeah, but when's it supposed to be delivered? Dispatched within 270 days. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no, I guess because last order was what, September, October, something like that. I don't know. I don't see. I want Bandai just to release the goddamn kit already. Just give us this goddamn kit in plastic. Or, well, he's already plastic, but I mean, give us this kit. As like the rest of the Bandai Star Wars stuff. We'll assemble them and paint them up however we want. And, like, I mean, if you're just gonna give us just different paint options, then no, we're at a point now because I'm sure this guy will sell, and I'm sure it'll sell out. But they probably would have sold more if they made it so that you could assemble them and paint them whatever colors you wanted when you were assembling them. And also, like, that being able to assemble them would also mean that we could also they could do the eyes in different plastics, right? You could do different things, you know. But yeah, this is just the Ultramarine. Just he's white. He's probably cast in white plastic too. That seems to be their deal, is they'll cast it in that colored plastic. But yeah, I don't know if I would order that. I'm not terribly excited about a White Scar. I want, goddamn, give me a kit. All the bits, all his bits on sprue. Let me assemble them, and I'll paint them up however the hell I want. You know, jeez, Louise, like how difficult is that? Just do it already. Just do it. I don't know what they're waiting for. Why? Is it Bandai? Is it Games Workshop? Is it both? You know? I don't know. But it pisses me off, god damn it. I get pissed. James Kent, Wind Charger sounds like My Little Pony. Wind Charger? It does sound like My Little Pony. A little pinky blue My Little Pony with little wings. He's Wind Charger. Yeah, I get it. I see it now. Now again, once seen, can't be unseen. Goes to Starman Deluxe. I'm late. Like, late? Like, you missed your monthly? Is that what we're saying? Sup, monkeys? It's been a while. Has it? I didn't notice. I'm just teasing. Derek Luterus. Resin Gundam, because you thought you were good at building at models. What? Oh, you're doing a Resin Gundam? Oof. Because you thought you were good at building models. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do Gundam, especially like something like, Master? Is it Master Grade or Perfect Grade? Which one's the highest? Is it Perfect? Master? Master or Perfect? Either one. Yeah, building one of those out of resin? Oof. Oh man, you'd be constantly fixing warped edges, corners. Oh man, that would be painful. A Resin Gundam is triggering me. But god damn it, you know, I'm sure this White Scar will sell. How many are they selling? Last time they gave us numbers, how many they were making. Are we getting that in this? No. Got until the 4th of April to get the order in. So I've got like a week. I got a week to decide whether or not I want a White Scar. He's the Ultramarine. And you know what? If Bandai and Games Workshop, if one of them got their head out their ass, they would give us this kit, just like they've done with all the Bandai Star Wars kits, where, you know, it's It's all on sprue, different colors, different materials. You know what I mean? They can be assembled really quick, and bang, you instantly have something and go, wow, it looks fantastic. Or you can go a little bit further and, you know, spend some real time on it and bring out the details and things like that, right? I don't understand why they don't do that for these. Man, the world would just be overrun with these Space Marines all over the place. And because they're really good size, and I think they are to scale. I have not tested this yet, as I don't have many of the 112 scale. Is it 112? No, yeah, it's 112 scale. Yeah, C-3PO is 112 scale, right? Yeah, he's 112 scale. R2? Yeah, he's 112. Yeah, because all the ships that I like, the scale I like is the 172. Those are good sized. I wish they'd do the AT-AT in the same scale as they have the AT-ST. I wish they'd do it, because the AT-ST is like 148, and I wish they did the AT-AT in 148, but that'd be a really big fucking kit, but it'd be really awesome if they did it. Oh, can you imagine that? All the detail? Especially if they modeled the interior. Anyway, so yeah. God damn it, Games Workshop and Bandai. Give me a goddamn kit. And they could sell it for half the cost. Because that price tag, that is the cost of having some slave wage worker assemble and paint that shit. So that's not even the cost of the material. That's the cost of assembling that, having some slave wage worker assemble that and paint it. Just give us the goddamn kit. If you want to sell it as White Scar, you know, have it as white. Want it to be Ultramarines, have it as blue, blah, 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 right? You can sell it as different color plastics, or they could sell it in the light gray so that you can paint it whatever the hell you want, right? But yeah. Oh, man. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when you see these kind of decisions and they're just not doing it. And I don't know why they don't. Like, just, God damn it, give me my toys. Corvonics, perfect grade is higher. Master's high. Well, he says master and perfect grade. Well, which one's higher? God damn it. Because there's the 3 grades, right? I'm trying to look. Where the fuck? Perfect grade's the highest? Perfect grade's the highest? Anyway. Ghost Star Man. Guess who left their credit card on the card reader on Thursday and didn't realize it till this afternoon? Oops. Jeez. What card reader? How did you do that? Now you gotta explain this gigantic ass bill to your parents? Corvonics, perfect grade, same size, or even bigger than Master and more detailed. Speaking of perfect and Master grades, I still have my Mega Gundam, my RX-78. I gotta finish. I haven't worked on that in ages. Still sitting in a box right now, under my desk. Same with my tank. I know, I'm way behind. Way behind. All these other projects keep getting in the way. And also, it's gonna sound like bitching, but it's also the video production as well. Yeah. Because every time I sit down and okay, I'll work on this, I feel like I should be filming it, but you know. Anyway, James Kent, the White Scar just looks like Pokemon Zangoose. Pokemon My Little Pony. Damn, I'm cool. I wasn't gonna go there. I mean, like, Pokemon and My Little Pony, I mean, like, I've got really good excuses for being familiar with that stuff because, 1, I have a young boy, and 2, well, I don't have a young boy, he's an adult now, but he was a child at one point, and my daughter as well was a child at one point, so I am familiar with these things. And she used to play with My Little Ponies, briefly, Barbies and stuff like that. And she was also into these little figurines. They're tiny little peoples, but they're really squishy, and they got lost into everything. At least when you stepped on them, it didn't hurt. It freaked you out a little bit, but it didn't hurt. Especially if you got caught between the toes. Oh man. Anyway. Corvonics. I wish we could get a war game of Gundam. There is a war game of Gundam. I saw it at Adepticon like 2 years ago. They were playing. I don't know if it was made for Gundam. It was a mecha game, and they were using Gundam kits for their playing pieces, and they were playing. And yeah, I can't remember what the game was. Sorry. Ebb and flow. Hashtag way of the brony. Oh, Jesus. No. 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 Honestly, anybody out there a brony? Is anyone out there a brony? I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm just wondering. Are there a lot of you? It's too bad, like, it wasn't like I could set this up like a virtual classroom, so everybody that joins in, you know what I mean? It's a virtual classroom, so anybody, if I ask a question, I say, is anybody here a brony? And you know, some of you go, like, you could just click the raise hand button, you know? Just like, I'm a brony. You know, something like that would be kind of cool, but anyway. I mean, if we're wishing for things. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. As I went to the shop, put my card in the reader and typed in my PIN, then didn't take the card out of the reader and put it back in my wallet. Fortunately, the shop found it and I can go in and pick it up. Damn. I don't know how you do that. I can't even fathom that. See, because I know that when I take something of mine and I put it in something, and when business is done, I take it out and then put it away. It's just a habit, you know, of pulling out. You know, it's just a habit. Pull out. When you're done, pull out. Oh, man. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Grogu looks very Sith-like with the red light, by the way. Does he? Let me see. How does he look on the screen? Oh, yeah, he is very red. He is. Grogu. You know what? Let's play with Grogu. Let's play with Grogu. I'm going to grab him right by his little beady head. Boink. I still have my Ultramarine Cavill there. I haven't even repainted. That's another project that I want to get to, is repainting it. And I still have, in anticipation, I still have my head of the Rock. And this will go on the new Marine coming in. Because I do have the Imperial Fist. Because the Imperial Fist, I bought the Imperial Fist. I didn't bother buying the Salamander one. Anybody who remembers the second wave of those Bandai Marines. The Salamander Marine, I didn't care for that design on the bolt gun. I liked that it came with the strap. But I didn't like that gothic relief on the side of the gun. I just didn't care for that. The Marine's the same. But I did like the Imperial Fist because he had the grenade launcher and everything on his gun, and it looked like a nice big beefy gun because I'm all about the beef, right? And yeah, so I got the Imperial Fist. So I'm hoping that it shows up at some point soon. I don't know. At this point, I'm getting kind of annoyed because I see some people out there getting theirs, and it's like, I haven't even gotten notification that mine is on the way. So I'm getting annoyed. And also, I was going to kind of keep it under wraps, but I'll tell you guys. I also got on the pre-order for the new Primaris with the plasma gun, and I bought a Sister of Battle, and I also bought a Necron. The Necron, though, is already painted, but the Space Marine and the Sister of Battle, they're the gray forms. When and if I ever get to them, who knows? They'll probably just sit up on the shelf here looking pretty for probably quite a while. But yeah. Yeah. Right, Grogu? You gonna say stuff? He's just too damn cute, isn't he? I got tired of looking at his stupid his little pendant. It looked like, you know. Sorry, relax. My hand was kind of low here, so that's why he jumped. He's like, Uncle, no. Jeez. Anyway, so I repainted it, and yeah, I did that a while ago. Gave it used chrome paint on it and everything like that. Really, really simple, but it brings it all out and makes it look like, you know, like from the show essentially. That's obviously the goal, right? Is to kind of, you know, give you that little touch of it's from the show kind of thing. Screen accurate. That's the word I'm looking for. Screen accurate. Sorry, I'm just tucking his little back part in. But yeah, I like this little guy. He's getting a little dusty on me, but yeah. Right? You happy? I'm gonna shake him. Shake him like a toddler. Come on. Do your thing. Everybody out there's like, you fucking punched him. What the hell? It's too damn cute. It's just too damn cute. All right, you go back up on your shelf, buddy. Don't knock shit over. Oh shit, you're gonna fall. Damn it. It's like a real child. Oh, I got too much shit on my shelves. Get over there. Okay, stay. There we go. Anyway, what time we at here? Holy camolies! With 4 minutes left of the show. Starman. Basically, I'm very dumb. Yeah. Well, you gotta always remember to pull out. Right. So just remember, pull out. Derek Luterus, bronies will tell you they are bronies, kind of like vegans. Will they? Well, nobody chimed in, so I guess nobody here's a brony. I guess. I don't know. I'm assuming, right? Ghost of Starman, shiny. Ghost of Starman, that scout trooper must have been Kris. I love that scene. What was that? That was the last episode of the season 1. I love that scene. That scene is just too damn funny. It hits all the Star Wars jokes, you know. Well, not all the jokes, but you know, obviously the biggest one being the stormtroopers can't aim it, can't shoot for shit, right? So yeah. Fire Drake 18. Why is it when I come in late, there's always something questionable happening? Why? What was questionable? Grogu, what was questionable? Grogu. Ugh. He's not answering me now. Typical kid. God damn it, I'm gonna hit you. Yeah. Oh my god. Cold coffee. Cold, it's cold. Ghost Starman, Chris's favorite part of The Mandalorian is child abuse. Make of this what you will. It's a hilarious scene. And, you know, like, even though he is, what, like 50, 60 years old, is he still technically a child? Like, for his species, sure, but, you know, is he a child? He's called a child. He's called Grogu, but, you know. Anyway. All right, we're going to do an email. Because we can, we shall. And holy crap, we got 1 minute left to show, so it's going to be a fast email. Yeah, we'll just do this one. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down, because here it comes. Email time. It's email time. Oh, what a pain in my ass. Oh, it's done. This is from our good buddy Legion. Leg Ion. Maybe I'll start saying it like that. League Ion. Moin, and hello. It's been a few months, but I'm back at Painting Dark Eldar. Here is the first batch of Cabalites. I also got myself a proper light box, so prepare for a few more army shots in the next weeks. Best regards from Germany, Leg Ion Miniatures. I'm sure he probably doesn't really appreciate me saying the name like that, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Oh, I don't need that on, do I? No, we'll turn that off. Can I turn it off? Yeah, we're fine. Anyway, all right. So, anybody who's not familiar with Legion's Drukhari, he does this really fantastic weathered bone look with this magenta. Is it red? I thought it was magenta. But anyway, this deep red and magenta on the models. Really fantastic. I love the way you do the bone. You push it really dark, but not all the way dark. Personally, me personally, I probably would push it a little darker. Kind of like where you have it like in the chest. How you can get really dark in those recesses. I'd probably do that the same for the legs. Although, mind you, I mean, those are upward facing angles, so really, would there really be that dark shadow in there like that? You could argue, I suppose, right? If you're going to go about it in a realistic sort of fashion. But I mean, when you're going about painting army style like this, you know, you kind of have a process in place, right? Because your goal essentially is to, you know, get a large collection of these things done, right? And yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, a lot of these we have seen in previous shows. Legion, do you have an Instagram? I don't know. And if you do, am I following it? Because if not, that's bad on me. But yeah, if you do, let me know. Or do you not bother with the social medias? I have no idea. Maybe you don't care for the social media. If you don't do the social medias, then don't worry about it. But either way. Yeah, I like these. Yeah, because we were talking once, because like on the Venoms in the back, they had like the weathered streaking, like, you know, just like their high speed and everything like that. But yeah, we've seen these ones before, I think, because the dude in the middle looks very familiar, and I'm pretty sure we've seen the big lizard dude, and yeah. Now under the lights here in this picture, the armor looks more white and not as bone-like. Versus, like, even the first picture here. Yeah, see, like, the armor looks very bone. Like, like, the white is not as intense feeling. But here, the armor looks white. Interesting. Now, would you say, Legion, that this angle is more like what you see in real world, or is it more like the first image, how you see them? Like this, like they're actually more warmer looking. Because I like this. I like this really warm vibe to them. They feel more bone-like. Even here, it does feel more white. I didn't really quite catch it at first, but yeah. But here, yeah, they feel very white. Like the armor feels like it's predominantly white. Like if I was looking at this and then I was going to try and break it down as far as like emulating your color scheme, yeah, I would assume it's a white. And then like with a Seraphim Sepia in the recesses. Right? As opposed to like Screaming Skull or Ushabti Bone on the armor and then the Sepia, right? Because that's the way that kind of looks in the first picture. Is it looks more like it's like Screaming Skull and then sepia in the recesses and then an edge highlight of white. I don't know. But either way, it all looks really great. In fact, this one here has kind of piqued my interest. There's a witch with that flaming skull face on the front. That looks really cool. Oh yeah, and there's another one on the left over there, where it's kind of central to the screen, really. But yeah, I really like the one on the far right with the skull pattern on the face. I like that. I like that idea. That's really, really cool. It kind of reminds me of StarCraft. Jim Raynor's Marine helmet. That's really cool. Really nice work as always, Legion. And I look forward to more. And yeah, I'm afraid I don't really have anything too helpful, but I think you're more or less, you pretty much have your process set in stone, right? And I mean, like, absolutely nothing wrong, you know. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, your work is fantastic, and you know, you'll push at the boundaries when desired. So yeah, I look forward to seeing more work from you. Derek Luderus, that's pretty. It is pretty. I like the color scheme. It's fun. Legion, yes, you have the Instagram. It's Legion Miniatures. Am I following you on Instagrams though? I'm gonna check right now. Just because, you know, reasons. Where the hell am I? What was it? Lead G. Oh fuck! I made the joke too many times though. Oh shit! I'm not showing my screen, am I? Okay. What did you say it was? Fuck. My memory. Legion _ miniatures. Legion _ Miniatures. There it is. Oh, it's the artwork. Yes. Okay, you are. And no, I was not following you. I'm so sorry, Legion. I'm so sorry. Ooh. Yeah, so here, okay, so Legion's, you know what, let's jump back over to the Instagrams. So, yeah, so here Legion's been posting, and look at it, a little goblin. I think we've looked at this goblin too before, right? Legion, you've sent this one in for the show? Because I do recall that shield and everything like that. I love the eyeballs. Love the balls. Yeah. Yes, and with all the salamanders. Yeah, this is a good example of your color scheme. The Venom. Yeah, see, I like the scratches, like on the wing there. That's really fantastic. Yeah. Me likey. Some good bit of way. Oh, yeah, I remember that dude with the chicken legs. Yeah, check out, if anybody who wants to continue looking at Legion's models, yeah, just find them on the Instagrams and you can find this whole gallery. I don't remember these vampire duders. Did we look at these vampire duders? I don't know. If we did, I'm sorry, I forget. Come on, Legion. I think you know me by now. Oh, you have? You've been... Yeah, I like that. I like that face paint on the hull. Or the hull, the helmet. Yeah, I remember this model here. Because this one's from the Silver Tower box set. I'm having trouble with words. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, check out Legion's thing. Check out his thing. Not terribly inappropriate, right? Just check out his thing, Just let him whip it out for you and dangle it about. Oh shit. Grogu, you got anything to add to that? Oh, you bad kid. I need a stick or something. I need a switch. Somebody give me a switch. I got my little tack hammer. I don't want to hit him with a hammer though. That'll look like proper abuse. Legion, the light box I use has a dial for light color, and I played around with that a bit between shots. Ah, okay. Yeah, so when taking pictures of your models, try and keep a consistent light sourcing. I highly recommend staying within that 5,000 K range or higher. Not too high. Anywhere from 5,000 to 55. I mean, you can go. Some I think go to 60, 64. But yeah, try and keep it in that pure that white light. Because there's some that kind of go really warm. They push more orange. It's like 38K range. It's where it's really like a candlelight, and yeah. But yeah, I don't know if you're shooting with your cell phone or if you're shooting with camera, like a DSLR. Well, I guess it's mirrorless now too as well. But either way, if you're shooting that way, then adjust your settings in your camera and not adjust your light. Once you have a good bright light setup, you can always back it off with your camera. If you're using a regular camera, if you're using a cell phone, you might have to use an app to get at all the functionality of your camera on the phone. Hard to say. All depends, I guess, really what kind of cell phone you're using. So yeah. But anyway. Dr. Xantos, what's poppin' in peeps? Poppin' in peeps? Poplars. Disney Plus, when they added all the Fox stuff in and they added all the Futurama, oh man, happy days. That made Disney Plus having access to all Simpsons and Futurama in one platform is huge for me anyway. I'm a big fan of this stuff. Futurama is such a great show. Goes to Starman Deluxe. Man beats child, is surprised when it refuses to talk to him. Yeah. God damn it. You're gonna talk, boy. There we go. Dr. Santos. Is Kris broadcasting from the red light district? No. Come on. All right. Now he won't shut up. Holy shit. Jesus H. Thank you. New subscriber. Oh, he did that same time as me. See that? He's going to fall off that shelf. I know it. He's going to bobble his head. Boonk. He doesn't cry, though. He doesn't make crying sounds, thankfully. I can't even say this name. Thank you. Les Royaume de Kea? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Sounds like French. Is it French? It's probably French. If I can't pronounce it, it's probably French. Or Russian, one of the two. Kingdoms of Kia. Kia? French detected. Kingdoms of Kia. Okay. Well, there we go. Is that from like a video game or something? Or is it an actual kingdom? I don't know. Well, thank you. Kingdoms of Kia. Kia? Anyway. Thank you. Legion. I'm using a DSLR since November, but I'm still tinkering about with the settings. Yeah. Master that camera. Right? It's only the three things you really need to know, right? Is your ISO, your f-stop, and your shutter speed. Right? Everything else is all you need to know. Personally, when shooting miniatures, okay, here's the biggest things I can recommend when shooting miniatures with a DSLR, okay, is work from the lowest value ISO. So bring it, if you can bring the ISO to 100, start right there, okay? And if you don't go any higher than, say, 400, just to keep the noise down. Mind you, though, if it's a newer camera, it probably can go to like 10,000 or something like that, and have very minimal noise. But I would keep the ISO as low as possible. When shooting miniatures, have your f-stop at pretty much the highest value you can go. I usually work around on the one, my DSLR I have, I think I keep it at 18, anywhere from 11 to 18, maybe it's 16. Or is that the video camera? The video camera, I think I keep pretty high as well. And then shutter speed you can change. And the shutter speed, when dealing with miniatures, you can even shoot in very low light, even with your ISO set really low like that. If you have the shutter speed very slow, as long as you have a remote, so you're not touching a camera, because if you're going to do very long shutter speeds or long exposures, you want a remote, so that you're not touching camera, because even just touching that button to make it happen, that little bit of jiggle can distort the image. So you always want a remote, or just set the timer. So if you're going to take pictures, set the timer so you're not touching the camera, and it'll take a nice long exposure where the shutter's open for a bit and then closes. That's if you're in low light, or it's really more of a low light situation. I mean, there's lots of times that you want to work with a slow shutter speed, but when dealing with miniature photography, no. Yeah, having your f-stop, though, is the biggest value possible, is so that you have the greatest amount of depth of field. You ever see miniatures, and they're standing in a pose and the arm is way forward and the sword is coming way forward, and you see like the sword is blurry? That's because the focal length is short. And to capture all that, you want to open that focal length up, and you want to focus somewhere in the middle of that. So you got to imagine that distance, right? So if his back is coming like this, like if his one arm's like this and his other arm's coming forward, right? You'd want the face. Sorry, I'm spitting on myself now. I'm getting all excited talking about photography. You want to focus on that face so that the arm will be in focus and the other arm will be in focus, and you know what I mean? That's the nuts and bolts of miniature photography with a DSLR, if you can control all your settings. Ghost of Starman, with every passing moment, Grogu plots his vengeance. But that's not the way of the Jedi. Fire Drake 18, they used to call Kris Uncle Bad Touch. Uh, Dave Patel, you need a tripod for low ISO and f-stop at 18. Yes, you do. But I'm going to assume that Legion has a tripod. Or is Legion a tripod? We were talking about him dangling his bits out in the wind. Ghost of Starman, we do like the little bit of jingle from time to time, though. Legion, I'm still missing a tripod, but I'm getting one soon. Oh, you are still missing a tripod. Okay. Well, yeah, you definitely need a tripod. You definitely, in miniature photography, you need a tripod. Some way to stabilize the camera so that you are not holding it. Because if the photos are reliant upon you being able to maintain being still, no matter how still you think you are, it will not be as good as a tripod. Because even you taking the ability to make yourself stable, you're still not as stable as you think you are. Now, if you can finagle it so that you can capture great depth but maintain a fast shutter speed, all the better. That might require you bumping your ISO up, but like I said, I would not recommend going beyond 400 to 600 ISO. Just, well, I mean, in my experience, it's just when you start getting to those, but I mean, like, that's usually in low light situations, and in photography, light is always your friend. And in miniature photography, even low light, you can still make work because you can just take a long exposure, right? Because it's a miniature, it's a still object. It's not going to move on you. So that's why it's very important to have like a tripod, because then even if you were working with low light or even almost no light, you could take a wicked long exposure. You could take like a minute long exposure and capture the object, as long as nothing moves, as long as you're using a remote to open the shutter and close the shutter, and the object doesn't have to move, then yeah, so anyway. Fire Drake Dina, Kris, I would love your take on how to film a battle report with a cheap camera. Well, I never done that. Now, when the last couple of battle reports I had filmed with Ash for our Necromunda campaign, I was still breaking in my camera, and I have not filmed any battle reports. I've been meaning to, because I've been wanting to do some Blood Bowls, some Aeronautica, some of the smaller stuff, right? And my camera is actually like a DSLR. It is not a DSLR, but this is the camera I use right here. It looks like a DSLR, but it's not. It's a bottom tier cinema camera. What's really fun about this camera, though, is that I can rotate the body with the handle. You can see. So, like, basically, when I was filming, and also the screen moves as well on this camera. So I can come up and I can have it like this, and then it's pointing downwards, looking at the table, but I'm holding it in a comfortable position here, right? And so I can do all this. But anyway, yeah. This is the camera. This is what I film all my tutorials on. This is a 4K camera as well. But yeah, this one is not cheap though. The cheap camera, realistically, would be your cell phone. But even then, that's not really that cheap, because if you have a contemporary camera or cell phone, it most likely has some of the best technology going right now, right? I mean, if you were using like an iPhone 11 or, Galaxy, 20 is like the current ones, close to current, I think. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, those the video capabilities and the picture quality and all those things, yeah. And I'm pretty sure they even do 4K. So, yeah, you can, if you have those kind of, devices, yeah, you can film really good quality. Again, with photography, it's really not about the camera or even, filming, right? It's not about the camera. It's all about lighting the subject. Light is the key element. And in fact, even in miniature painting, when you're sitting down to paint your miniatures, it is not about your brush. It is not about the paints. It's about light. How well lit is your work area to work in, right? And when you're filming or photographing, light. It's all about light. Those are the key factors. It's not about the tools, other than light. Other than light being your tool. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. First step is to take off the lens. Take the cap off the lens. Take the cap off the lens. Yeah, I don't film with the fucking lens cap on. I'm not that big a dummy. I'm a dummy, but not that big a dummy. Dave Battaglia. Kris, compare your camera phone to what mini wargaming used to use over the years. Compare my camera phone /phone to what mini wargaming used to use over the years. Well, as far as I can tell, they're still using those same cameras. They are the Canon XA10 and I think I want to say 20. I know there was some newer ones that were floating around at one point in the last year or so. But yeah, the camera I'm using to film my shit, it is the Canon XC10 or 12, 15. What is it? The XA Canon. Well, anyway, that is what the camera I use. It is the XC10. Yeah, and it's a 4K camera. It has both two different type of memories it can use. It can use regular flash memory, or it can use CFast 2.0 memory. And CFast 2.0, holy shit, that's expensive stuff to use. But it's essentially just little mini hard drives. They just use a little mini hard drive and just slap her in. But yeah, the camera that I'm currently using, yeah, you pay $3,500 for it. $3,500 US. That's what I currently use. And that doesn't really mean, oh, that's the best camera and that's what everybody should be using. That's not what I'm saying at all. Just, you know, it had all the right features for what I needed and wanted. If there is now that line of camera that I use, that is the bottom tier of Canon's cinema lenses or cinema cameras. So it's not even a camcorder. It's not a camcorder. It's a cinema camera. So, but the thing is though, is you can't switch lenses. So it's more of what it gets described as being more of a B-roll camera to shoot B-roll type stuff, which is fine because I don't really need where my production is at. I don't need that really expensive long lens and, you know, all these different lenses because most of my work is up close, right? I shoot very few shots outside of focusing in on, you know, 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter square kind of space, you know. Dave Battaglia, new tagline: take care of your light sources and they will take care of you. Yeah, but light, I mean, sunlight is our ultimate light source. Do we really need to take care of the sun? Not really. But the sentiment still stands. Dave, even cameras from 5 years ago, caveman tech to today's cameras. Yes and no. I mean, like, really the big switch that everybody seems to be making now is going from like DSLRs to mirrorless. So that seems to be the big thing. Mainly because, you know, with mirrorless, they're quieter and they require less moving parts and, you know, things of that nature. They're less complex mechanically. The image quality is still the same. Sensor sizes get bigger and, you know, so. And bigger sensor size is always better, especially when you start working, say, for example, in 4K and 6K, you know, so, yeah. Fire Drake 18, thanks, Kris. I see so many people using 1,000 to 3,000 cameras. I just want somebody with low focal that's 1080p. Yeah, I mean, if you have a cell phone, you can do it with your cell phone. And there's so many gadgets now. I don't really have a lot, if any, for low cost. But even if your price tag was $1,000 for a camera, you can still get some really good 1080p cameras. Like, here. Oh, Why does that want that now? Sorry, my email changed on me. It says it wants to verify that I'm who I am. I've already been in my email, but now you want to verify who I am? Come on, fuck. What was I saying? Camera's under 1,000. Now, mind you, though, no, I want... what am I looking for? I'm looking for a 1080p camera, $1,000. Not 100, 1,000. Not 1,000 FPS. Yeah, if you shop around, I mean, like I just did a quick search on Google for 1080p camera, $1,000. A lot of them are showing me DSLRs. Oh no, Panasonic HSV 800 high def camcorder, $800 Canadian. Panasonic Lumix G7 mirrorless. I remember a while ago that was what everybody was using. So there is that camera, and that's what is that? That's 900 Canadian. So it's under 1,000. That gives you a 1080p picture. But again, it is not about the camera, because like I said, that Panasonic one, the Lumix G7, or maybe it was another Panasonic. But I remember there was a lot of talk way back in the day, like 10 years ago, that was the DSLR that everybody should be using, and blah blah blah, you know, because reasons. It's not about the camera. It's never about the tools. It's like, people need to get that into their thick fucking heads. It's never about the tools. The tools are not going to create your vision. You have to have vision first, and then whatever tools you have will make the best possible vision. Even if you don't have the resources to put towards the gear, you still need to have that vision to, you know, to make something. And your vision will stand on its own merits, regardless, right? But yeah. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration. Yeah, a little bit. Fire Jacatine, I don't think it takes all that. I don't think it takes all that. All what? But either way, my point being, though, is light is the most key factor. And in fact, if you are looking into getting serious about photography or videography, invest in lights. Because, you know, good light's going to cost. You can spend a lot. Man, I could easily spend more on lights. Man, I'm always shopping for different lights, especially good value lights. I'm not an early adopter, so I'll wait a year or two till prices come to a point where I'm willing to spend that amount for that product. But otherwise, yeah, I'm very rarely an early adopter. I don't get fired up about the latest thing, like even like, you know, video games or, you know, technology, whatever. I used to. I don't anymore, because ultimately it's futile and pointless, and it's marketing gimmick. And you buy in. You're buying, when you go for the latest technology, latest gimmicks, latest whatever, you have to have the latest thing. You are perpetuating the illusion of obsolescence in products. You're part of that marketing plan, that marketing strategy, which I won't be a part of. Ghost of Starman Deluxe, 1,000 FPS. Imagine 1,000. You couldn't even perceive it. Our eyes don't see, like, our eyes perceive things at roughly that 24 frames a second, right? 30 frames a second seems weird to our eyes. It looks a little unnatural, especially when we see it in movies and stuff like that, and you see that 30 FPS. Video games, it's only important because you need that faster refresh rate, especially for first-person shooter type games, right? Call of Duty and stuff like that. You need that kind of fast draw rate because, you know, you're constantly engaging with other players, and of course, the big one is your network speed, really. But you know, yeah. Ghost Starman would probably be like watching Hypnotoad. Fire Drake 18. I think just waiting and buying a top brand 3 years ago is best for me. I only want to spend about 200. I'll give you 50 bones for your camera. Well, okay, if you're only looking to spend about 200 bucks, then yeah, you're probably better off going to like eBay or well, you're in the States, right? So Craigslist, even Facebook Marketplace, you know what I mean? And, you know, have a particular, you know, brand of camera in mind, find that price point, and then bang. The first thing you should be looking for, though, is in your search category as far as what brands of cameras do 1080p. Don't do 1080i, do 1080p cameras. Camcorder. The camcorder will give you a different search, and not a lot of camcorders that do 1080 are currently in that ballpark. I don't think. Let me see here. 1080p camcorder. Fuck off, camcorder. Is there any other thing in there? Let's say under 1,000. Under 1,000. Under 100. Is there a camcorder for 1080p under 100? So, yeah, there's Canon, Panasonics. Man. Ooh, the Canon Vixia. The Canon Vixia HF R80 or 800 is a 1080p camera, and it is $250 US from BH. I don't know if this is a refurbish or if it's brand new. Could be a refurbish, but yeah, that's a 1080p camera for, well, it's only $250 US. It might be brand new. I have no idea. It's BH. BH is pretty big, reliable seller. Oh man, sorry, my lunch is coming back. 2:30. Holy crap, we're 33 minutes OT. Jeez Louise. Okay, here's one from Walmart for $71. Shit, this might even be the Canadian price. The Andur V12 1080p Full HD 16 digital zoom recording video camera portable camcorder with 3-inch rotatable LCD screen, 20 megapixel support. That's $70 for DVC, whatever the fuck DVC is. Andur. That sounds like a come on line. That's what she said. Anyway, yeah, so you shop around. I mean, I found a bunch of results just typing that simple string in, just 1080p camcorder under $1,000, and bang. So, you know, just gotta search. I mean, especially when, you know, resources are limited. You know, you gotta be smart with your dollar, right? Anyway, Ghost Starman, gonna head out now, ordering some food this evening. See you later, duders. Yes, and in fact, I think on that note, if you are brand new to this hobby, you want to show off what you're working on. Maybe you need an opinion on a color scheme, or your commission painting service, you want to show off what you're working on, or just want to drum up some exposure, whatever it is, send your questions and emails to Kris@wayofthebrush.com. If you're going to send pictures, send them as attachments in the email. Don't send it off as links to other sites, because it just won't do it. Of course, in the description below is a link for wayofthebrush.com. Set your hub of all the cinemas, has links to all the social medias, as well as Discord. Join us on the Discord. It's a lot of fun. We keep the conversation rolling there 24/7. So, join us on the Discord if you really need your question answered, or you just want to share what you're working on, or you just want to talk, whatever. Because we're always talking about crazy crap in there. The channel is kind of like this show. It's random and it goes all over the place. And you know, oi, Fritz.
Thanks, Kris. You just lost yourself 50 bones. Slightly smiling face.
Slightly smiling face. Not a full smile. I just lost myself 50 bones. How did I lose 50 bones? How did I lose 50 bones? But thank you for the super chat, Fire Drake. How did I lose 50 bones? I don't get it. I don't get it. I lost myself 50 bones. I'm confused. Now you threw off my spiel. But anyway, thank you, Fire Drake, for sending that super chat. And yeah. Oh, I didn't do the inappropriate gestures as well. Damn it. You know what? When that pops up, I should have it animate so it does like a little squirty thing, so I can go like this and then. Yeah. Anyway. I don't know where to fucking go from that point. Oh man. I was gonna do my ending thing. I'm just gonna say, wadebrush.com. It's got all the links. Go there. Do that. I also got models for sale. Check out the models for sale. I've got some of these models that I've completed that I really have no use for. And yeah, they're for sale. So, something you might want to consider. T-shirts. Get a t-shirt. Or there's links, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's also down below as well. Patron. Huge thank you. Patrons. I actually have an update video I've got to do. Because update. Because I like to keep the patrons updated on what I'm doing. If you really want to stay in touch with what I'm up to, Patreon's how it's going to happen. Because, you know, I don't know. Secrets. It's all secretive. Ooh, it's top secret. So, big thank you to my patrons. Can't remember where else I go from here. Oh, big thank you to Carl, Guy Alfer, Beer and Blood Bowl. Check him out. That's the channel, Beer and Blood Bowl. We always thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for creating the email jingles that play before the email segment of the show. So always much love for Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro outro music. It plays at the beginning and end of the show. So always much love to my baby bro Evan. And of course, if you're into rare comics, check them out. EB Comics. It's in the description. Rare comics. Rare. Like, not well done, but rare. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. That's it. That's all it takes. He's a chef. He's not a chef. Actually, he could be a chef. He loves to cook. He loves to cook. Loves to cook. Anyway, are we done? That's it. Chat. Yeah. Thank you. Fire Jake. I don't get how I lost myself 50 bones, though. I don't know. I don't know what that means. How did I lose 50 bones? Wait, did I get robbed? Did I leave my PayPal open? Did you take $50 from me? Is that how you pay for that super chat? I just like Ghost the Starman leaving his fucking credit card and things. Like, good God, man. Just be smart. Pull out. you won't end up with unwanted bills. Alrighty, people, I'm getting the hell out of here because I'm going to end up putting my foot in my mouth or something. So, take care of those brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys later. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, I was going to give you 50 for the camera. Oh. No, I'm not buying you no damn cameras. Go buy a camera. I think like if you're serious about stuff, you might want to put serious effort into it. Or if you have a really good cell phone, the cell phone's going to take care of it. I mean, I have like an iPhone 8. Is it an 8? Yeah, it's just an 8. And the forward-facing camera does like 12 megapixel video. And it's really clear and it looks good. The back-facing though is not 1080. And yeah, it does slow-mo and, you know, does all that crap. And yeah, it's a very good functional camera. I don't know how much space I could hog up on it. Like, I don't know if I could film, like I say, a 2-hour, you know, battle report on it. But I'm sure somebody out there is. I'm sure somebody out there is filming this shit on their cell phone. And it probably looks fantastic. Especially if you got yourself one of those gimbals, right? That, you know, stabilizes. Although now I see that there's the latest iPhone and I think the latest Galaxy, they have like an image stabilization in them, and they're fucking flawless. Like, you can't tell that they're just, you know, hand holding them. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's blowing it. The technology, the level of technology that's in the palm of our hands is blowing my mind. Maybe because I'm old balls. Maybe it could be that. I'm willing to wager that is a possibility. Yes. But still blows my mind. Alrighty, I'm getting the hell out of here. Did I already say my spiel? Yeah, I did. Did we say goodbyes? Yeah. Corvonics. Thank you, Kris. No problem. Corvonics. Corvonics worked for me. So it was an old line from back in the day. Hooked on phonics. Corbonics. I know. It's hooked on phonics worked for me. Anybody, all us old cats will know that one. Some of you new people probably like, what? Newer. You still have that new smell. Anybody who's had kids knows what I'm talking about. Babies, they have that smell. All babies, they smell like that. Not poo and puke, but that new baby smell. That new car smell. Yeah, babies they emanate that all day long. I'm sure that's a biological thing that they produce that smell that we humans are just adapted to, like, ooh, yeah, precious, I'm sure. Anyway, before I go off on another fucking tangent. Fire Drake, stop telling our age. Oh, hooked on phonics, yeah. Hooked on Carvonics worked for me. All right, I'm getting the hell out of here. Go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go hug a loved one. Go write a book. Sing a song. Dance a jig. Write a sonnet. Do something. Do something for God. Or maybe just chill out. Maybe you worked hard all week and just want to fucking chill the hell out. Do that too. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to constantly keep beating ourselves up. It's okay. All right. I'm going to go beat myself up.